Hello, folks. Welcome to my channel, Rico's Paradigm. Today, I want to discuss the methods that are used by Filipinos when it comes to doing business. I think coming to the Philippines, expats need to know this information, especially if they are planning on doing business here. In the Philippines, men utilize diverse tactics to attain their goals, especially in situations like commercial talks, interpersonal communication, and establishing connections. These tactics frequently take into account the subtle cultural differences of Filipino society where good interpersonal ties and deference to authority are important factors in successful negotiation outcome. The subsequent segments expound on particular tactics frequently employed by males in the Philippines, their significance, and the cultural milieu in which they are employed. Men in the Philippines tend to work in a polychronic manner, which enables them to manage several priorities and tasks at once. Establishing and sustaining personal connections during negotiations is facilitated by this approach, which prioritizes relationship building over strict timetables or deadlines. Because most Filipinos are accustomed to multitasking, it is simpler to have conversations about multiple topics at once, which can lead to a more comprehensive understanding of the issues at hand. Stressing the value of forming relationships is one of the most important tactics used by Filipino men. In both business and personal transactions, it is believed that having personal connections is essential to successful negotiation. The establishment of rapport and trust is a prerequisite for meaningful discussions. This emphasis on fostering relationships is a result of Filipino cultural values, which place a high value on close relationships with family and friends. These values are indicative of a collectivist mindset that emphasizes harmony and collaboration. Negotiators often take advantage of cultural norms like tawad, which describes the custom of haggling or bargaining in the area. The tactic is used in polite but forceful conversation to negotiate terms or prices so that both sides can come to a mutually agreeable compromise. Tawad is a practice that aims to strengthen social ties and respect the bargaining process in addition to getting the best possible deal. This cultural practice mirrors the negotiation strategy used by the Filipinos, who value the exchange of ideas as much as the final result. Filipino men understand in order to negotiate successfully, they must thoroughly investigate potential deals, market conditions, and property values. Being knowledgeable gives them the ability to make believable offers and counter offers that demonstrate their grasp of the market, which is essential in negotiations. The negotiating position can be greatly improved by having access to data and consulting with local real estate experts. This will allow for well informed conversations that are consistent with local customs and expectations. In the Philippines, face to face communication is highly valued, especially in professional and business settings. Because face to face conversations convey a sense of sincerity and commitment, men frequently prefer in person negotiations over virtual or written communications. When people meet in person, communication can be more clearly understood, and nonverbal cues are a crucial part of expressing goodwill and trust. This tactic not only improves the outcomes of negotiations but also cultivates enduring relationships. Another crucial tactic that men in the Philippines use is enlisting the help of local experts. Having the assistance of respectable local agents or consultants can be very beneficial in real estate, business, or legal matters as it can offer invaluable insights into the specifics of the market, considering the complicated legal and regulatory environments in the Philippines. Legal assistance is especially important. Men can steer clear of potential pitfalls and misunderstandings that may occur during negotiations by using local expertise. In Filipino culture, deference to authority and hierarchy is highly valued. Men are frequently expected to exercise caution when navigating corporate structures, particularly in conventional or family owned businesses. Comprehending and honoring these hierarchical frameworks is imperative during decision making or contract negotiations. This tactic upholds authority and preserves peace within the organization by consulting higher ranking personnel prior to completing important agreements or changes. Demonstrating financial preparedness is critical in competitive bidding situations. To show potential sellers or partners how committed they are, Filipino men frequently place a high priority on obtaining financing or presenting documentation of their cash availability. This tactic can boost confidence in the other party's offers and financial choices during negotiations by indicating to them that they are organized and serious about the process. Filipino negotiators emphasize the significance of reaching agreements that benefit both parties and frequently strive for win win results. This strategy shows a willingness to comprehend the needs and concerns of the other party, which strengthens relationships even more. In the context of community and familial ties, in particular, men can forge stronger partnerships and collaborations by concentrating on mutual benefits, which will ultimately result in long term success and stability in negotiations. Building a strong professional network is essential for men to successfully negotiate in the Philippines. These relationships frequently give access to priceless opportunities, insights, and resources. Men increase their chances of success in negotiations by using their social networks to introduce themselves to possible partners. Building a larger network can help the negotiating process tremendously because it can lead to new partnerships and agreements. Negotiation tactics used by Filipino men are also influenced by cultural views of masculinity. Men are expected by traditional gender roles to negotiate with confidence and assertiveness. Negotiations may be impacted by an awareness of and adherence to these gender norms, especially when it comes to perceived leadership and authority. However, as they modify their tactics to fit modern socioeconomic contexts, men are also coming to understand the importance of emotional intelligence and teamwork. When negotiating, men in the Philippines frequently face particular difficulties like figuring out local customs, overcoming administrative roadblocks, or dealing with different expectations. It's critical to handle these obstacles with patience and adaptability. Resilience and flexibility not only increase prospects of achieving desired results, but also bolsters a dedication to the negotiation process and the connections made along the way. Successful negotiating outcomes depend critically on having effective communication skills. By improving both their verbal and nonverbal communication skills, Filipino men can better communicate their intentions during negotiations and remain open to receiving feedback. Gaining these abilities can reduce misunderstandings and promote a constructive environment during negotiations, which will ultimately improve the outcomes of all parties. Finally, obtaining desired results requires tenacity and regular follow up. Filipino men frequently recognize the value of continuing the conversation after the first few rounds, since negotiations can take some time and multiple rounds of discussion. Successful negotiation outcomes can ultimately result from maintaining communication and expressing interest in the partnership. These actions can signal commitment and a willingness to collaborate. In conclusion, men in the Philippines employ a variety of negotiation techniques that are shaped by social dynamics, cultural norms, and local customs. By becoming proficient in these techniques, men can increase their chances of attaining their goals and develop lasting relationships. Filipino men are adept at navigating the complexities of negotiation through a combination of relationship building effective communication, respect for hierarchy, and cultural awareness. These tactics highlight how crucial context, flexibility, and persistence are to reaching fruitful negotiation outcomes in a variety of settings. All right, folks, that is all for today's show. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.